Hello everyone. So basically this video is about people who have finished their master degree in a particular field and hoping to do a super specialty course. So whether to go for a super specialty or not. So who should go for super specialty? So what I feel is super specialty is not everyone's cup of tea, because if you're planning for a 9 to 5 job or a fixed time schedule, then specializing in one area might not be a very good option. It is better to be a generalist, and since specializing in one zone will require a lot of hard work and working out of the hours. So this is one important thing which I would like to highlight first. And here you have to listen very carefully. Who should is there what is the role of super specialty? I would like to explain with the help of a space station example. This is a hypothetical situation where a space station, for example, a country is planning to make a space station which is worth billions of dollars. So whom do you think a country would appoint as the chief of the operation or chief of establishing it? Do you think it would be a fresh graduate who passed the particular course to develop a space station, or a person who is specialized in a space station for more than 20 years experience? So the answer would be a person with a specialty and experience of more than 20 years. So this is exactly similar situation where a super specialists come into the picture. So when you are operating a complex neurosurgical case, or when you're dealing with a very complex cardiac situation, we need to be specialized in that particular zone, and also you should have experience of more than a decade or two to deal that particular situation and deliver results to the patients. So going by this kind of a situation, I feel that there is always a need for super specialty roles with significant experience. So degree is mandatory. So doing a DM or MCH in a particular field is mandatory, but that doesn't guarantee success in your career. So because success in the career will mainly depend upon, along with the degree, you also need to have soft skills, like how you manage your time, how you take decisions quickly, how you manage a conflict, and leadership skills, and public speaking, interpersonal skills. All those come into play, and also your technical skills, the procedure. Some people will have the knack of doing procedures, so how actually you good in that? So that also requires dealing several patients, and also decades of experience is required. And how you deal in emergency situation also determines your success. Along with that, you should also have knowledge. You should also have a certain knowledge about the business, what is going on. You cannot specialize in some rare area which doesn't have any kind of economic situation, so that if you are specialized in an area which doesn't gain any kind of monetary benefit to the organization, then that specialization might not be a good option for you. So while taking the decision, all these factors should be considered in the your decision making. So what are the pros and cons of doing a super specialty? So we all know that super specialists are paid better salary in corporates compared to generalists, and that is one of the aspects. Coming to the job satisfaction, the job satisfaction will be more in super specialty, since you will be dealing high risk and complex cases, which will gain appreciation by the peers and patients and organization also. And dealing the comprehensive care, what I mean is uh, usually from the patient admission to the discharge, every area will be in a complex case, every area will have some amount of complexity. So a super specialist will be involved at every aspect of patient care. So that gives you a good understanding of the disease, and also good giving good delivery of care to the patient. And coming to publications and presentations, all the super specialists will be trained in publishing during the training. So this is where a generalist or only MD people will be lagging compared to DM and MCH people. So, and a lot of presentations also will be happening in the super specialty field. So you'll be constantly updated in the advances of the field. And coming to the future of super specialist, I'll be dealing in the upcoming slides, what kind of a future will be there. And coming to the cons, the long work hours are part of the super specialty care. So you should be ready for working long hours, and you should not feel bad at the end that I'm working more than other people, and 12 to 14 hours in a day will be a regular thing in super specialty works. And another con what I observed is there are less centers. So when you're a generalist, you'll have a lot of offers from different centers, but when you specialize in one area, there are a few centers which operate in that particular area. So the centers offering the jobs will come down. So that is one of the con, and a lot of tension will be involved in dealing complex cases. So this is part of the career and program. So dealing complex case will be involved with tension, and a lot of action also will be there. And coming to work-life balance, the work-life balance will slightly be tilted towards work in super specialty care. So for this also you should be ready, and that becomes a new normal for you. And so these are the pros and cons. Feel so. What mistake usually people do is they do what is a famous branch or whatever is economically better branches at present, like cardiology, neurology, nephrology, MCH, neurosurgery, urology. All those actually fetch a lot of money. So people usually take a decision based on the present scenario. But what I would suggest is you need to think future. So things are not going to be the same in future. So a lot of advances keep happening. For example, if you're a cardiac surgeon and a lot of advances are happening in the intervention field, so the number of cases of cardiac surgery might come down and intervention might increase. So this is an example of a hypothetical situation I'm giving. So you need to consider how the medicine is going, and you need to take a decision based on that. So this is my suggestion. So this is not my recommendation, but this is giving an example. I selected a few branches which might be good options in future. For example, the lot of drug addiction is increasing in the society. So a DM in addiction psychiatry would, after MD psychiatry, would be a good option. In the same way, MCH in trauma surgery and critical care. If you do, then if you set up your own trauma center in the highway zones or some areas, that would be a good business model. DM in medical genetics if you do, and if you're part of an institute where they're doing research, that would be a good option. So you need to plan in such a way, you should know the end point of what you're actually planning to do. So doing super specialty just for the heck of it is not a good opinion. So So what I would suggest is before doing super specialty, you need to have a clear endpoint placement plan. For example, if your plan is to make your own center, then as I told, plan something like a MCH in trauma surgery. Or if your plan is to make a lot of money in Middle East countries, then anesthesia, critical care would be good options. And doing DM in critical care, DM in cardiac anesthesia would be good options. If you're planning to settle in UK and if you want to continue your career there, Australia, then plastic surgery, neurosurgery has a good demand in UK and Australia. So that would be a good option. And if you want to continue your career in institutes and doing research and innovation, then doing DM in one particular field would be a good option. And if you want to settle in corporates, you need to understand the business model and doing orthopedics and post orthopedics. If you do fellowships in knee replacements and other branches would be good options. If you want to settle in central institutes, then you need to do some research and you need to identify the areas where the scarcity is there, and you need to specialize in those areas. So what I'm trying to say is you need to have a clear end plan, and you need to discuss with people who are actually working in those places. For example, if you want to make money in Middle East countries, you need to contact them. or if you want to go to settle in a central institute where there is a fixed pay scale, you need to contact people there, discuss with them and take their opinion, and then you need to make a plan. So this basic workup is mandatory because we are actually planning a career here. So we need to discuss with several people. I suggest minimum 40 to 50 people who are working in different places. You need to discuss and then make a plan according to that would be my suggestion. Nowadays, this is what is news recently I've seen. A lot of super specialty seats are being vacant after the counseling. So this is happening. So you should understand that there is some kind of saturation which happens. For example, neurosurgery, cardiac surgery, pediatric surgery, seats are left out. That means that there are specialists more than the number of cases. So there is no point in doing such branches. Then you need to see where actually the demand is there, where actually scarcity is there, do the workup and then choose the super specialty. Blindly doing a super specialty doesn't fetch you anything in your career. So the take home points at the end of my this video would be, you need to select the super specialty based on your personality and your ambition level, based on your strength and weaknesses. So if you are extrovert character, then some branches suit you. If you are an introvert character, some branches suit you, like a neurology, for endocrinology, all those branches. So based on your character, you need to choose the branch and also your ambition. And don't think about the present, which branch is good, which branch is trending. If I do this branch, they will feel I'm great. All those are that is not a good way. What you have to do is you have to do your research, you have to talk to people. You need to then make understand how medicine is going to be in next 20-30 years. And then you need to choose a branch based on that. So, and also you need to make a placement plan, as I told. Where do you want to get placed in future? What is your interest? So for some people it is research, for some people it is money, for some people it is safety, for some people it is fixed time. So based on that you need to choose the super specialty area which you want to work in. And I always feel the super specialty is a way forward, but meticulous planning is required, otherwise we will be stuck with a branch which you don't like, which you cannot deal, and that will be a nightmare. So thank you very much for patiently listening to this video. Please subscribe to the channel and post the comments, and I would like to answer all the comments whatever you post. Thank you very much.